We are finally back in the Arcane Tower. As a quick refresher, in the last video we built the foundation to the Arcane Tower, this massive hand statue that is upwardly casting a spell that will suspend the actual tower itself. And that's what we're going to do in this video. The goal is to get the outer shell of this thing completed today. This thing is going to be tall. The base shape will be cylindrical with it being divided in half horizontally. We'll throw some builds up on each tier, and that should contribute to the overall shape of this thing. It's going to be cool. There's a tremendous amount of work to do, so let's get going. We finally get to construct the tower. I'm excited for this. So the only thing staying as of now is this circle you see here. This is going to be the very base of our tower. Everything else you see is just for viewing, trying to get those right angles so I can see exactly how this thing's coming out, but there are also platforms to work off of. So first of all, let's get this magic orb on the bottom of this thing put in. So if we come out by 8, like that, that should be the width that we need for this orb. And then we just connect it as a circle. Now that the orb's done, let's start working on the under shape of this thing. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to adjust my working platform here. So let me get that done, and then we'll get to work on it. Okay, let's give this thing some shape now. So we'll bring it down by one more of these 2-meter walls here. Just like that. We're going to do this on the flat sides only. Okay, now we're going to bring it down by another 2 meters, but we're going to set it back by 1. And now for the next layer, we're going to bring it back 1 again, but we're also going to bring it in by 1 on both sides. Just like that. You know what? I think we're going to take it down 2. All right, after adjusting my highly advanced scaffolding, we're going to bring this back by another 1. And you know what? Yeah, we're just going to do 1. Just like that. And we're going to bring that down by 2 as well. All right, for the final layer, we're just going to do 2 across. Just like that. We're going to come 6 down. That's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Actually, let's do 8. I think 8's going to look better. All right, that's looking all right. And now, following that, we're going to come back up. We're just going to widen the tops of these just a little bit. And we're going to taper this off on each end. We'll go 3 out like that. There and over, up 1 and back 1. Same thing. Over 1, up 1, and back 1. Just like that. Perfect. All right, now let's go ahead and fill in this gap here that we created. I also decided to fill in the face of each tier to give it a bit more depth and interest. It's the layers that will make this thing more interesting to look at by the time it's done. All right, and now on the inside, I want to do the exact opposite here. What I mean by that is we'll leave the very bottom tier 1 wide, but then we're going to bring this back by 1. We're essentially going to mirror it on the inside. So we'll come up like that. We'll come out 1 more like that. And then that is out 1 more there. And then that's up 2. And then again, up 2 and out 2. And up 1 over 3. There we go, just like that. And then what we'll do after we get all 4 of them done, we'll fill in the centerpiece right here, and then we can start working on the trim of this thing. So let me hammer that out real quick, and then I'll show you what I have planned for the trim. With each of the spires built and the sides filled in, we now need to arch this thing in towards the orb. I kind of have a template set up right here, but it needs to be the same width as the spire itself. So I think the best way to do this is to work from the bottom up. Okay, is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's what I'm going for. The uncertainty isn't really reassuring, is it? All right, I'm gonna get all 4 of these put up and then we'll take a look at it. All right, well, that was a headache, but we finally got the shape down under here. This is kind of what it's supposed to look like. Now what we need to do is get rid of all these platforms that I was working off, and we could start doing the trim around the edge of this thing. Once the trim is done, we can start constructing the tower. Okay, for the trim, we're gonna bring some more red into this thing. So I'm thinking we just kind of marry this up to this wall here, just like that. And then we're going to use this hollow halls block to trim that. If we use just the hollow halls block, we get this gray or this black in the middle. And we already got enough of that with the obsidian. That way we get good tones of red in there. Okay, and then we continue that down here. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to extend it all the way down too, but I'm gonna have to build another working platform in order to get that. So I'm gonna do everything I can from this platform first, and then we'll shift downward and we'll get the tips of these spires done. So far, so good. I want to see what it looks like at night, and I want to see how the glowing orbs work with each other. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, moving along to the top side of the trim, we're going to grab our red marble, and we're going to slap this up 2 4-meter high walls, just like that. There we go. And we're gonna go back to our hollow halls block, and we're gonna trim these out. Just building the shell for this tower took precisely forever. For the most part, I had to use single blocks because of how wide each section was. They weren't quite big enough to utilize those modular shapes. So, block by block, tier by tier, and into the mine, then back to the build I went. I hit those mines repeatedly because of the amount of granite needed for this monstrosity, as you'll see. Okay, so now we're going to take this up by 3, and the next one, 3 above that. And the next one, guess what? 3 above that one. Okay, so we'll grab our hollow halls block, we'll raise to there and to there, and then bring this one all the way up. I really should have kept count on how many times I've had to repair my pickaxes. It is a nice break from just placing blocks in a circle though. Okay, that's gonna do it for the height on this first tier here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the same shape and we're gonna shift it to the right and back a little bit. And then we're gonna bring that up too. Like that. And now we're just going to raise it on up. Okay, so this is going to be the very basic shape of the tower. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to give it another skinnier tower on the left side, right about here. And this is going to be a staircase going up, and we're going to square off that platform at the top, and then we're going to put a build up there. And then later on, we're going to do something very similar at the very top up here. Okay, so deep inside our tower here, we need to find out the right height that we want this staircase at. I don't want it at the very bottom here. I want it to start a little bit higher. So I'm thinking maybe that first tier there. So somewhere down here, we'll have a staircase that goes up to that first tier, and that's where we'll punch out. So with that said, let's just build us a temporary platform to get up there and to work off of. And we're not going to do any of the interior in this episode here. This is all going to be shaping the tower. But we still need to think about what we're going to be doing by the time we get there. That way we set ourselves up right. So this is going to be the exact center of that curve. So let's take these out. We'll keep this symmetrical. So on this side, we'll do the same thing. We'll come out from this block here, bring it all the way out to there. And we're going to want this tower to be round as well. So the next step is to get the stairs in. That way we can easily get up and down, because I've been building temporary platforms and jumping down and gliding down, and it's been a huge pain. So for this, we're gonna build the column first, and we're going to start center there. So let's see, that's 3, so center would be there, yep. Is this 3, center would be there, yep, just like that. And we're gonna go 3 wide and 3 wide. There we go. All right, we're gonna keep this staircase fairly simple, only going up 3 on each of the flat and then out at an angle on each corner. This should work just fine for us. We'll come out that way, and we're gonna do this by 2 on each one. That way we get the connection right underneath. All right, to give us some light in here, I'm gonna go ahead and pop some windows now. Do one there. And here, I don't think we can get away with one here. Maybe we can. Oh, we barely can. Nice. And then right here as well. And these windows will be decorated later. This is just so we can see what's going on in here as we build. This staircase is leading up to that first tier, and that area is going to be dedicated to the Apothecary. I'm really excited to decorate this when the time comes, because I have a lot of neat ideas for it. All right, moving forward, the plan is to raise this tower up here and turn it into an observation point. Then we're going to square off this platform here to give us just a little bit more room, and we'll connect it on the underbelly to the main tower. Over here, connected to the observation tower, we're going to build a structure, and then we'll put some crops scattered throughout the available space. Now that we got the layout of what we're working on, let's get started. Okay, before we go any higher, I want to get like an exact height on this structure we're going to build. So we're going to have, let's see, I think that might be good. Let's see, let's play around with this for a second. So I want it not there. I want it to kind of have that overhang 2 stories tall, just like that, and then the roof will start to slope up. And I think that might be good, unless we were to go a little bit lower on this. So I guess what would be like a necessary height? Probably there. That's probably as low as I would want to take it, right? And then we grab a full wood wall like that. We have a door in this. It needs to be at least that tall. But if we have this extra height here on this side, then we'd be able to do some sort of awning or something, or we could just leave it like that. Choices. So I think to keep this thing from being too terribly tall, we're gonna go with this style here. I mean, we're already pushing the limits of height. That right there is as high as I can build with these altars, and I have plans to build things up there too. Unless, of course, I wanted to place another altar up there and just take this thing to the world limit, which we're not gonna do. Yep, we're gonna go with this one on the right. We'll pop a couple windows in here. And then get our roof lines in. That's not even close. All right, now that we know the height of our roof peak, we can continue to bring this tower up. All right, let's go ahead and get this roof on now. Just like that. Take snapping off and get this second layer on. And clean up our little mistakes right here. Okay. Okay, and that'll do us for now, because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna put some trim up on the top of this later on. So I'm not too worried about the way it's looking at the moment. All right, now these stairs. We need to continue these stairs upward here. So starting with our pillar, we're just gonna keep raising this up. Okay, now we're just gonna get these stairs in. Just like that. We'll go ahead and take that corner out on all sides. And now we're gonna bring each one of these windows out and let it overhang by a block. All right, the roof. I've been messing with this for the last 3 hours, and I finally came up with a design that I think is going to work with this observation tower pretty well. So this ring that you see here is obviously the template that we're going to be working off of, so let's get started. The design I had planned for this was a little complicated. I practiced over at my main base for a while, just trying to get it to look right, trying different materials and sizes until I finally had a product that was damn close to what I was trying to achieve. Oops, I totally miscounted my blocks. Let's fix that. Many times, I told myself to build platforms to work from. It was slow to reach over every edge to reach the end of the block as the gables extended away from my roof. I should really build some platforms to work off of, gripping as hard as I can with my toes. Okay, now way down in here, let me see if I could do this without dying. I gotta do some future setup here, so I'm going to bring, I think it's right there. These are all temporary, but for what I have planned later, they're going to be very important. So just go ahead and get them in right now. And then these will come out later too, but they're going to get put back. But I kind of need them here for the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and place them in now as well. Yay, the rain when I'm working on a roof. Hope I don't slip and fall. Is it foreshadowing? Is he kidding? Okay, so there's the underlayer. Now, we just gotta come in here, cover it all with shingles. Okay, and then this one's got to come out, and that one's got to come out. There we go. Okay, I was going to wait until we did exterior details to do this part, but I'm just going to do it now. I think it's just going to be easier to do it now than later. Oh, how very wrong I was. I spent so much time on this, but thankfully, you only get to see my pain for a few moments. Now we just got to be really careful and sneak this guy back there. Come on. Come on. Try this side. Get in there. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Come on. Get in there. Son of a... There we go. Now we're getting it. Just one more high. Oh, just one more higher. I seen you. I seen. Oh, I seen it. It's right. It's right. Where to go? I had you. Oh, oh. Gotcha. All right, now it should be pretty straightforward. I say should be. Come on. I've already done it before on my practice build. Come on. Let's see, what if we go like that? I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Patience. Patience. Stay cool, Spectre. Okay, new plan. Let's see if I can... Whoop. See if I can do it this way. I think I'm on the right track here. I just need to be lower. Oh, that was so much easier. Okay, new plan moving forward. We're gonna do it that way. Okay, now back to what we were doing. Oh, I may have put it in too soon still. All right, so now we know the easy way of getting that in. I'm gonna get the rest of this shingled and then we'll go through and put those all in. Yep, and now right here, we are going to raise our flag. And we'll slap those in. We'll get that one on top. Actually, you know what? Bring that back down. There we go. That's mo better. All right, now we're going to get these platforms in. That way we can put in our ridges. There we go. Ah, looks good. All right. All right, now that that tower's done, I think we're gonna call the episode here. With the size of this project, we're just gonna have to chunk this thing up. My original plan was to get the entire tower's shell built, but that's just not happening. We've already consumed a tremendous amount of time just to get where we are now. So I think the plan moving forward is next episode, we'll do all the exterior decorating on this level here. We'll decorate the house, we'll do some exterior decorating around the tower, and then we'll decorate the deck down here. And then once all that's done, we can start working on up here. I appreciate you hanging out. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Take care. With all the sides filled in, now what we got to do is kind of arch every pillar towards the light. With all the pillars built and the sides filled in. Copy. No. No. Oh no. No. No again.